Hello dear learners, welcome to this course on iron carbide phase diagram. I am Pawan Rahane, working as assistant professor in mechanical engineering department of KK Wagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nashik. So let's start. So starting with the course objectives, that is what you will gain after the completion of this course. You will be able to learn about importance of various phases, reactions and critical temperatures in iron carbide phase diagram. Also, you will be able to draw iron carbide phase diagram with all the details. Then what are the contents? In this course, you will be introduced to the basic concepts of iron and carbon. Then we will be discussing about what is called as phase, then what is called as allotropy and the polymorphism. What is the difference between allotropy and the polymorphism? Then we will be talking about in detail iron carbide phase diagram. Then what are the various reactions involved? What are the terms involved? What are the various phases? And what are the various critical temperatures? Right? So this is all about the contents of this course. Then moving ahead, iron. So what are the properties of iron? The color of iron is silver whitish. Its atomic number is 26. Atomic mass is 55.85. Atomic radius is 1.27 angstrom. Melting point is 1539 degrees Celsius. And its crystal structure, that is the crystal structure of alpha ion, basically it is body centered cubic. Its lattice constant is 2.8606 angstrom. It is magnetic up to 768 degrees Celsius, and above this temperature it becomes non-magnetic, and that's why as at this temperature its magnetic property changes. This temperature is called as the Curie temperature, right? Then its density is 7.68 gram per cubic centimeter. Then gamma ion is a non-magnetic in nature and its crystal structure is FCC. So we can notice that iron may be present if it's alpha ion. It can exist in the BCC form, body centered cubic structure form, whereas if it is in the form of gamma ion, it can exist in the form of face centered cubic structure. Then lattice constant, the lattice constant of gamma ion is 3.645 angstrom, whereas its density is 8.0 to 8.1 gram per cubic centimeter. Then magnetic properties of iron depend substantially on its purity and heat treatment. So how the iron is heat treated, depending on that we may get it as we can obtain it as magnetic or the non-magnetic. Then talking about the carbon. Carbon is a non-metallic element. Its atomic number is 6. its density is 2.5 gram per cubic centimeter, whereas atomic mass is 12.011. Its melting point is in the order of 3500 degrees Celsius. Its atomic radius is 0.77 angstrom. Carbon is polymorphic, that is, it will change its structure depending on the conditions applied, depending on the various variables. Under ordinary conditions, it has the graphite allotropic form, but it can also exist in metastable diamond form. So what is the meaning of metastable here? The metastable means with the expense of time, its structure will change from FCC, that is, which is graphite FCC, to the diamond cubic structure. So this is called as the metastable condition. Okay. It takes from months to the several years of time to transform this FCC graphite to the diamond. Okay. So this condition is called as the metastable condition. So moving ahead, carbon is soluble in iron in both the liquid and solid states. Then what is unit cell? So before talking about the unit cell, let me explain you about what is called as the term space lattice. It is called as space lattice. So if suppose these are the atoms in space and all these atoms are to be connected by the imaginary lines. So all these lines you can observe here, all these lines are the imaginary one. Okay. So if we connect all these imaginary lines in all the three dimensions like this, then what will form will be nothing but the space lattice. Clear? So what is called as space lattice? Space lattice is a three-dimensional, as we have sketched these imaginary lines in all the three dimensions. Okay, we can say that the space lattice is the imaginary lines which are drawn in all the three dimensions. That is, the three-dimensional network of imaginary lines connecting the atoms is called as the space lattice, right? Then what is called as the unit cell? Unit cell is a repeating unit of the space lattice. Now what it means? A unit cell to a crystal is just like a brick in a house. So you can observe all this is a space lattice, number of atoms which are connected by the imaginary lines, and out of the number of houses, okay, one house, or we can say out of the number of bricks from which this house has been made, okay, one brick of that house can be called as the space lattice. So here what you have sketched initially, okay, is called as the unit cell. So this is called as the unit cell, right? Then this is the space lattice. So this is our imagination that it has to be connected by the imaginary lines which needs to be drawn in all the three dimensions, and this is the atom or basis. So how the crystal structure forms? So when the atom occupies the space in a space lattice, This atom will occupy the space in the space lattice, that is the space lattice plus basis is equals to crystal structure. So when the atom occupies the space in the lattice, space in the space lattice, then that is called as the crystal structure, right? Then here it will be again clear to you. So this is how the crystal structure will form. Once all these atoms occupy all the spaces in a space lattice, you will get a crystal structure like this. The crystal structure is formed by adding bases, that is atoms, to every lattice points of the lattice. The number of atoms in the basis may be 1 or more than 1. Then related terms and their definitions. So what are the very important terms that you must know to understand this course? So first is a system. What is called as a system? A system is a part of the universe under study is called as the system. Then component. The elements present in the system are called as the components. Example, in the iron carbon system, the iron, that is Fe, and the carbon are called as the components. Also in case of the copper aluminum system, these two elements, that is copper and the aluminum, can be called as the components. Then variables. What is called as the variable? A particular phase exists under various conditions of temperature, pressure, and concentration. These parameters are called as the variables of the phase. So, we can control the state of a system by controlling some parameters. Which are those parameters? These parameters are nothing but the temperature, pressure, and the concentration. That is also called as the composition, right? So, these are the three variables which must be controlled, which needs to be controlled in order to control the state of the system. Then alloy. What is called as an alloy? Alloy is a mixture. Note this word. Alloy is a mixture of two or more elements having metallic properties. The elements present in a largest proportion is a metal, and the other can be metals or non-metals. So we can say that alloy can be a mixture of two metals or a metal and the non-metal. So let's see some examples. So common types of the alloys are, the first is a steel, which is very common. So steel is a combination of iron, which is metal, and the carbon, which is non-metal. Then bronze is a combination of copper, which is metal, and the tin. Tin is also a metal. So this is the combination of metal and metal, that is the bronze. And then again brass, mixture of copper, that is metal, and also zinc, which is also the metal, right? So this is all about the introductory part. In the next session, we will be talking about the phase in detail. Thank you.